You may have heard of this guy, Donald Trump, who is trying desperately to keep himself out of prison. I mean, to get reelected as president of the United States of America. But to do so, he's telling a lot of downright lies, and I honestly don't think he really understands what he's saying. Let's talk about it. 大家好，我是 Surat 在中国. Hey everyone, it's Surat in China. How y'all doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm having a great day here in Shenzhen. The weather is finally starting to cool down. It only gets up to a nice and cool 28 degrees in the afternoon, but trust me, compared to the temperatures it has been, that's so much more comfortable. And by the way, if you're looking for a nice, comfortable, reliable, and friendly VPN service to provide you with some internet protection, a way to get around geo-blocking, or if you happen to be traveling in China and need a way to see your favorite websites on the other side of the Great Firewall, I'd like to recommend SimpleLink. It's the VPN that I've been using for quite some time now. It's fast, it's reliable, the pricing is fantastic, and not only that, if you happen to be in China already and need a VPN, you can pay for the service using Alipay or WeChat. So it's a really great service. I do recommend it. The link is down below in the description. And also, if you're looking for products to be sourced within China, I have a friend here who can help you. Look in the About section of my channel for my email address, fire me off a message, and I'll get you two in touch. But for now, let's talk about Donald Trump. Now, one of the things that Donald Trump has been saying repeatedly over and over and over again, actually, one of his favorite words is tariffs. He talks a lot about using incredibly high tariffs on Chinese products in order to bring manufacturing back to America, to make America great again. But is it actually possible? Is it true what he is saying? And does he really understand what he is talking about? Let's look into it. First and foremost, what is a tariff? Well, a tariff is a tax that is imposed on products being imported from another country. Now, this is typically done in order to promote local products that are being manufactured locally. However, in the case of China, so many products are being made in China that are everyday use products, which are no longer being manufactured in America. For example, reading glasses. Now, reading glasses are not an item that you can just do without. Oh, I just won't use reading glasses anymore. That's not possible. When you get to my age or older, reading glasses become vital because you simply can't see things that are 2 inches in front of your face. So no matter what, I'm going to have to keep buying reading glasses. And if those reading glasses are not being manufactured in America, I have no choice but to buy reading glasses that are manufactured in other places, like China. Now, when somebody imposes a 100% tariff on that product, that means that I'm going to be paying 100% more for that product. And whereas people might think, well, no, the tariffs, they penalize China. China has to pay the extra. That is not how tariffs work, my friend. Tariffs actually penalize you, the end customer. But before we get into all of that, let's take a look at why companies move their manufacturing to China in the first place. So let's take a look at the reading glass company right over here. Now, this is from the year 2000. By the way, this is all completely fabricated. This is not real information and is grossly oversimplified just to show the concept. It is not actual numbers and actual exact figures. It is just a way to demonstrate the reasons for moving manufacturing to China and how tariffs work. So when we look at the reading glass company here in the year 2000, made in the USA with 100 employees, they were making 500,000 pairs per year at a retail price of $5, which is quite reasonable. Now, the cost to produce those glasses in America was $2 per pair because you'd have to pay for the factory, the rental, the utilities, the manufacturing labor, the people who actually built and put together the glasses and ran the machines, and the cost of the raw materials. So for each pair of glasses, it would be approximately $2. So that means on a $5 pair of glasses, the company was making $3 per pair in profit. So the total profit in a year would be $1.5 million, which is quite good. That's not bad at all. It gives local people jobs. It supports the local government, the local environment through taxes and through utilities and through infrastructure. It's a good thing, and the company makes some profit. However, this is when it falls apart. You see, in 2001, the Reading Glass Company decided to move their manufacturing to China. Now, the reason for this is not that complicated to understand. For even less money to produce, they could hire 200 employees in China because the cost of labor is so much lower. And therefore, they were making 1 million pairs per year. Now, they still kept the price at $5, which is a very reasonable price in America. However, the cost to produce those million pairs dropped down to $1 per pair, even though they were producing more and they were paying more employees because the labor cost is lower, the infrastructure costs are lower, and the costs of the raw materials are lower. Therefore, they were making $4 per pair in profit and a total profit for the year of $4 million. 2.5 million more than they were making in America. So as you can see, there's a huge incentive for companies to put their manufacturing overseas, especially in China. This means bigger profits, which means bigger bonuses for the CEOs, and it also means more dividends paid out to the shareholders. So for the rich people at the top of the totem pole, this is great. But what happens to the people at the bottom of the totem pole, the actual people in America who no longer have their jobs? Well, by the result of moving the manufacturing to China is that 100 employees get laid off. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are lost every year in tax revenue, utility revenue, logistics revenue, because it doesn't just affect the manufacturer itself. It's also the shipping companies that send those products out. It's the companies that buy those products and resell them at a profit. There's empty and unused infrastructure, empty warehouses, empty houses where people used to live as towns die because there's no more manufacturing. And this is all to create a tremendous increase in profit for CEOs and shareholders. So the American people do not benefit at all from manufacturing moving overseas. And that's why when I hear people like Donald Trump saying, we're going to move the manufacturing back to America, bullshit. It's a lie. Do you honestly believe that CEO who's getting an enormous bonus every year because he's making 4 million in profit instead of 1.5 million in profit and is paying less for 200 employees than he was paying for 100 employees and just overall having happier rich shareholders is even going to consider bringing the factory back to America, where he's going to have to reopen the factories. He's going to have to retrain and rehire the employees. He's going to have to find suppliers and logistics companies again. It's not going to happen. No CEO, no company head is going to move their manufacturing back to America just to make the people happy. Money is the key. So when these guys like Trump say, "Oh, we're going to move all the manufacturing back to America," it's a lie. It's really just not possible. Okay. So now let's take a look at the tariffs, because this is another lie that they're telling. They're saying that they're going to impose tariffs in order to force the companies to move back to America. That's not how it works either. So let's take a look at the Reading Glass Company game. So the government imposes a 100% tariff on reading glasses. So the glasses are still made in China by 200 employees. They're still making 1 million pairs per year. And the retail price is $5 before the tariffs. However, the cost to produce to the company goes up. So not only are they paying $1 per pair to produce them, but they're paying that 100% tariff, which is $5 per pair. So now their profit, which used to be $4 per pair, is negative $1 per pair. So they're actually losing money because they're paying $6 per pair for a $5 pair of glasses. That means their total profit for the year would be negative $1 million. So I know you're thinking, oh, then of course they would move the factory back to America. No, that's not how that works. What actually happens is the company will increase the retail price by 100% or whatever the percentage is to get back their exact profits. In this case, they would change the retail price from $5 to $10. Thus, the cost to produce would be $6 a gain. Their profit would be $4 a gain, and then they would be still making that $4 million per year in profit. So who ends up paying that tariff or that additional tax? It's not China. China is still being paid the exact same that they were being paid before the tariffs. It's not the company. The company is taking that tax, that tariff, and passing it along to you. So in the end, it is the American consumer who is paying that 100% tariff. So the glasses that used to cost you $5 in 2001 now cost you $10. You are eating the expense of those tariffs. And where does that money go? Does it go to China? No, China gets the exact same amount. Does it go to the companies? No, they're still making $4 per pair in profit and 4 million per year. So where does it go? It goes directly into the American government coffers. It is the American government who is benefiting from these taxes in a huge way. It is a gigantic money grab by any government to impose tariffs on products that cannot or will not be produced locally. For example, reading glasses. If all the reading glass factories now are in China, and they impose a 100% tariff on these, I need these things. I can't just not read anymore. I must have these glasses. So when the price goes up to $10 and 5 goes to the company and 5 goes to the government, do I have a choice? No. I have no choice but to pay that additional penalty as the customer in my own country. So when you hear people like Donald Trump especially, tariffs is my favorite word. I'm going to impose 100%, 200%, 500% tariffs on China to force the manufacturing back to America. It's a lie. All it's going to do is increase the taxation on the customers, on the American population. It is not imposing any penalties on China. It is not imposing any penalties on the manufacturers who are not going to take a loss in profits just to benefit you, the customer. But you, the customer, are going to pay that tariff. So when you hear Donald Trump talking about 100%, 200%, 500% tariffs, or what he's recently said about imposing a tariff on every product from China, you should really be thinking about who you're voting for in a couple weeks because it's going to have a huge impact on your life, not China. So there you go. When you hear these things about tariffs and about bringing manufacturing back to America, really give it a second thought because not only are you being lied to, but I honestly and truly believe that people like Trump don't even understand how the system works itself. He is not an educated politician. He's a failed businessman. He has no experience with this type of policy or this type of world. He is not a career politician and he should not be president again because in the long run, if you're voting for President Trump, you're voting to massively increase the amount that you're paying to the American government in taxes and bullshit tariffs that should never have occurred in the first place. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today on the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas for videos, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we will see you in the next video.